just going through all the moments now, so it is going to take long. So after the victory, obviously it took a bit time for me to soak in to the atmosphere that was created after the win. I mean, there was a point in the game where we realized that we have won the match. Since we were chasing 113, it wasn't a big total in the final, and also the wicket supported us because we knew the red soil will help our spinners, and the way they bowled, they executed according to the plans. It was top notch. And then the chase started. Venkatesh Iyer played tremendous knock. The way he was timing the ball, it was just pleasing to the eye. And I hit the four of the first ball, which I had pre-planned that I'm going to hit a reverse sweep on the first ball. And then, yeah, I wanted Venki to score a 50. He got to his 50. And then there was this moment when Offie was bowling, and I thought that I can hit him for six. But at the same time, it was a longer side, and the wicket wasn't easy to hit because the ball was turning a lot. So I just said, okay, I'll take a single and let Venki finish it because from the other end, left arm spinner was bowling. And then the last run, apparently, it came Bice. I don't know. I'm not sure about that, but he may have taken an inside edge. But yeah, a victory is a victory, and then the celebration started. To be honest, I had envisioned this 3 to 4 days before the final, and I had visualized it so many times that when we won the game, I was like, okay, this has happened in the past so many times, and I don't know how to celebrate it. So the celebration wasn't something that I had planned before, but I knew that these certain scenarios have already played in my mind and it would happen. And when it happened, I was speechless, kind of dumbstruck. I didn't understand what to do. So I was just going with the flow, enjoying with my teammates, and the family came onto the field, who were the backbone of the team. And it was good to see everyone on the field celebrating at the same time. I could just see people crying around me. I don't know, there were so many players there. My mom, when she came around, she started crying because she's very emotional, and it was a first game, to be honest. Not this season, but she doesn't prefer to be at the ground watching my game. She watches on the TV so that she could see me closely. But final, she decided to come, and then she also envisioned that she would be coming onto the ground hugging Shah Rukh Khan, and she was telling me yesterday about this story. So yeah, just for everything to happen at the same time, with supporters praying for you and your teammates going through those hard yards to see to it that they lift the trophy together. I think everything fell into the right place, and it was a beautiful day for us to come together, lift the trophy, and we finished it off on a good note. And when I went back to my room, I was just following my daily routine. I was trying to get dressed as quickly as possible and go for the party because it was going to be a wild night. And it was. As you rightly mentioned, the team on paper was extremely strong before the IPL. At the end of the day, a strong team is only built if you have a strong camaraderie with each other. And that's what we focused on from game one, which was a practice match. Not all the players had come at the same time, but there were few players who were there and about. And I must tell you, the season had already started 6 months prior to the IPL, because Abhishek Nayar, he was taking camps, he was organizing net sessions, training sessions at Shivaji Park Gymkhana, where we have our academy set. A lot of players used to come and practice, and I used to be one of them. And I was seeing Rinku Singh, Kona Bharat, Suyash Sharma, Harshit Rana, occasionally Nitish Rana, all these players coming and practicing. Ramandeep Singh. So prior to the IPL, we played few practice games, and he was part of it. And I think all these sessions which we had together as a team, as players, helped a lot in those matches, because we had already done the tough things. The tougher part, usually, as we say, is done behind the scenes. So, come the match scenario, we were already prepared for everything. and it was just one thing that was remaining, that was the camaraderie part, which I mentioned, and I think that was done spot on by our support staff. And also, the team members were brilliant in terms of understanding our strengths and weaknesses, and everything just followed through pretty well after that. To start with Gautam Gambhir, when he was announced that he's part of the KKR family, I knew the importance of him because I have played with him in the past, and the character and attitude he possesses as an individual, it's simply second to none. He's someone who is proactive, enterprising in terms of his thought process. He knows how the game is being played, and to be under his guidance, you learn a lot. You also question at times about his thoughts, but majority of the times he's spot on. And Chandrakant Pandit sir, as I mentioned about camaraderie, he's excellent in terms of bringing the team together. He used to make us do visualization before the game, like a meditation, small 5 minutes before we entered the ground, and that helped a lot, to be honest, because it got a sense of zest and energy in the team environment. And Abhishek Nayar, as we know, he's one individual who is extremely strong in his work ethics. He's on the field day in and out, practicing with the youngsters, also addressing if they are facing any problems or they're not able to pass on the message to the senior members in the team. He used to be that messenger who used to help the youngsters in the team and also the seniors at the same time. And talking about Shah Rukh sir, and I remember one instance where we were celebrating after a match, even though we lost that match against Punjab, but the performance was brilliant from the batting side. He said to me that doesn't matter whatever happens this season, I know for a fact that we are going to win and you're going to lift the trophy. He whispered in my ears, and that stayed in my mind throughout the season from there on. And after the match, when we met, I just told him the same story, and he was like, "I knew this was going to happen," and yeah. So just for him to be around the team, inspiring all the youngsters, encouraging them to get the best out of themselves, I think respect, a lot of respect for him. See, talking about youngsters, as you mentioned, they are fearless. They come with no burden in their head. I remember when I was 20, I was of the same character and attitude. And all you need is that one game. If you surpass that one game with an excellent performance, you are going to nail the whole season. And that's what happened with all the youngsters in our team. If I have to name them, Ankrish Raghuvanshi, he got a phenomenal start in game one. The way he fled through that pressure situation, it was, yeah, pure. It was just pure bliss. And Ramandeep Singh, those sixes which he hit, even though he didn't get many balls to play, it was something that we don't appreciate much. And I told him in a particular game, I walked up to him, I told him that whatever you've done for the team right now, you went out on the field and played around 5 to 6 balls, and you gave us that, you know, commendable total on the board where we believed in ourselves that we can defend this total anyhow. See, I believe that captain's job is to get the best out of your teammates, and at the same time, if you perform, then the team will rally around you. So that's my mantra and motto before going into a season. And obviously, I didn't get great starts in the season because we were chopping and changing in terms of our batting lineup and being flexible around. But in my mind, I knew that if I get the best out of everyone, we are going to be in an extremely good position. And that's how everything started. And then eventually, once I got the gist of T20, because I played test matches before that, and T20 I played ages ago. And then I started picking up, and I wanted to win games, stay not out as much as possible. And I got around 4 to 5 not outs this season while we were chasing. So it was great to see. And then, yeah, when you see your team rally around you, performing at the best, you're ecstatic as an individual. And all you want to do is that you want to keep encouraging them to keep going forward and win you more matches. If you see, I didn't get a single man of the match this season, but at the end of the day, lifting that trophy, winning trophy, that has covered up everything. So, no excuse over here. But at the same time, I'm extremely happy with our whole season and the performance and the way we went about it. I think it was fantastic. I'm happy with how we ended. I played around 14 innings and got 351 runs, I guess. And 2 innings we missed out because of the rain. But see, at the end of the day, when you're lifting the trophy, when you're winning the championship, all the runs that we score, whoever scores, that is secondary. The first thing is that we have won the trophy. And if you've contributed even a bit, as I mentioned about Ramandeep Singh, all those impact performances, all these things are given more importance than the records that you've made. So, according to me, it's all about the championship, it's not about individual performances. See, I like to be calm and composed if bowlers are going for a lot of runs, especially on the field. And if someone drops a catch, an important one, I don't like to react to it. I just think if I would have been in their place, how they would have felt. So just try to put myself in their shoes and think about it. And if you want to have a chat or say anything, it has to be off the field. That is my thought process. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, because the intensity of the game is so high that to control your emotions, it's difficult. It's not at all easy. It's an arduous task, I must say. But this season specifically, I knew that we have got those quality of players who can win you games. And if you put them down in any way, they are not going to come out there and express themselves. So the more freedom you give them, if they're liberal with their decision making, I think you can get the best out of them. And that was my thought process before going onto the field or before the season.